Hey everyone, welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line, the most criminally underwatched actual play series on the internet. We are playing through the halls of Arden Vul Megadungeon. This is episode 80 of that series. Halls of Arden Vul is by Richard Barton, and we are using a heavily modified and house-ruled version of the old school essential system by Necrotic Gnome. My name is John. I am the referee for the evening, and going around the horn we have...
Hello there, I'm Mike, and I'm playing Brother Lothar, the 5th level Paladin of Odin.
Cleric, but a paladin in his own mind.
Oh, yeah. I wish I was playing a Paladin.
We would normally have David.
It's okay, Mike, it's okay.
We would normally have David, but he is dead to us.
Yeah, David, whatever. Hi, everybody, I'm Matt. Tonight I'm playing Wolfherd Cheek. If you want to know what I am, it's none of your damn business.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Tonight I'll be playing the role of Mortis J. Gobliano, Blind Goblin.
We're over here, Ted. We're over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Right, so the two guys on the bottom of your screen just got back from what I hear was a resounding success of our first attempt at 3D6 Down the Hatch, local in-person meetup in the hallowed halls of New York City. What happened over there? How'd it go?
You are not kidding, John. It was so much fun. We were just hanging out, having a couple of beers with some of the best listeners out there in existence. It was amazing. It was a really good time. Thank you so much, everybody who came. Just an amazing, amazing time. I can't wait until we can do that again.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Did anyone get arrested?
No arrest.
Failure.
Not that we saw. Not that we saw.
Lame.
We just want to congratulate Holly, who won the dice. And I'd like to thank Stefano for the shirts from New York's Bravest. Thank you very much.
Hell yeah. Well done. So for those people that went out, you basically saw the only two people worth meeting. So congratulations.
100% true.
But yeah, that's awesome that it was a good time. And we definitely hope to do more of those in the future. So
can't wait.
Look out for that. All right. So let's get things started here. It is the 11th of Jelenios. It's about 1:10 p.m. You are basically in the Great Hall is technically where you're all located, although you spent most of the back half of the last episode just sort of discussing plans of what you plan to do after the debacle of deciding to openly flaunt the Iron Circlet of Gonor, which caused much dismay amongst the, not dismay, but much consternation amongst the Beastmen and the goblins who were also in the Great Hall helping the Beastmen clear that all out under the new terms of the treaty that you guys have helped negotiate. The goblins also, although they didn't really speak up, definitely noticed as well. So you can assume that word is going straight back to Bottleneck and then Killick and then the King. So the word is out, but at least it's among your allies so far. Right. Thanks to Lothar's quick thinking. After he realized his possible error, he was able to ameliorate or mitigate some of their misgivings. Although, blades were almost drawn, but you managed to salvage it at the last minute. And that is the deal. So Mort is permanently blind right now. Basically, I had to determine that cure blindness is the only thing that's going to save him from that awful fate. You have heard that you know that's likely that Goster Wicked will have what you need. Estelle probably has what you need. Speaking of burnt bridges, and then but you also,
we set her up real nice, John. We set her up real nice.
You sure did. Blind in the darkness. You also have intimations that both the Beastman witch doctors and the Goblin witch doctors may have at least one among their number that may be able to help out as well. And
I turned the Beastman down. He wanted the Iron Ring to cure it.
That's right. Yeah,
the circlet rather. I said no.
Mm-hmm. And last thing for bookkeeping's sake on my end is that Wolfherd was a barbarian. We've determined that the limitations on him not being able to use anything magic knowingly is going to severely hamper the party as a whole because we need to be teleporting around and using the rugs constantly, and Wolfherd will have none of it. So just for the ease of gameplay and the fact that we all love Wolfherd, we are casting him as a straight up fighter. So with the same amount of XP that Wolford had at the time. So Wolford as a barbarian had enough XP to be level 3, but that same XP translated over to the fighter chart bumps him up to level 4 as a fighter. Same personality, same gear, everything. Nothing has changed for what you will see in the show, but he is a 4th level fighter now. So let's roll for that extra hit die of hit points.
John, he's always been a 40. He's always been a fighter. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, forget I said anything.
Yeah, there's all this like, he brings a lot with him. He's got a world of experience, and he's just drawing on a different experience pool.
Exactly.
And along with that, he will be adding 2 additional hit points.
All right.
Well, I rolled a 2. I think he's got a bonus. No, I think he's just flat. His con's just flat. So 2 more hit points. See, it's already paying off.
Cool. And you've taken the frog catcher spear and the Ignis Gladius, right?
I switched a few things around. Sure.
And the Azure Shield armor as well, right?
Yeah, he picked the little bits of Avaricios that were still stuck in there off.
Right. And
to make it fit better.
I think that Azure Shield actually went from Avaricios to Upior last session, and then Upior is giving it to you. So you're fully decked out now with armor and weapons. Okay. So my first question for you guys is, Avaricios and Yost's bodies were taken, transported via rug to the pyramid stash, which is where they are now. What do you intend to do with them?
I think we should inter them in the crypts where we found Clavum, that secret compartment.
The secret one's in there. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I think that's where we should put them and leave them to, molder in the way that corpses do in crypts, but
with honor.
With honor, yeah.
Molder with honor, sure.
Okay.
My only addendum to that, and obviously we can do that. I'm just like, something is making all the people that are lying in state here turn into horrible undead. Probably that pillar of evil, which is on the same level. So
cut off their heads and put it between their feet.
At least that, maybe put some wafers in their mouth and, drive a silver nail through their heart or something. But sure.
All of that.
Or we could just throw them in the pit trap.
That's very noble. We should definitely do that.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
go bury them.
That tomb is close by, and maybe at some point Lothar could give him a little little send off. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Could you lead us in a short service there, Lothar? We don't have a long barrow to bury them in, or a long ship to burn them on, but
we don't. It's very sad.
So
Odin, great and powerful, see these sinners lying here on these stone biers in front of you.
Not as easy as that. It still takes time. So you guys are in the Great Hall right now. The bodies are in the stash. Do you wish to go back to the debouche? Is that your plan here?
Yeah.
Well, I thought we actually had gone to the debouche at the end of last episode, because that's where we were when we read the note that you made us read, because we hadn't read it yet, about Nefret and the Hellas. We'd actually gone back to the debouche.
Okay, if you say so. Okay. Anyway. So do you want to inter these corpses yourself, or do you want to have the goblins do it? Or your retainers?
I think we should invite some goblins to the funeral, but we got to do it.
Yeah.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we put the bodies in there for now? Because right now we're kind of in a rush, right? Like we are rushing against the word of mouth.
Yeah.
So why don't we, in fact, we could, if we want to just come back and inter their bodies later, there's no rush. We could keep the bodies just in the stash for now, keep everything on the down low. And then after this whole experience, we could come back and inter them. No?
Unless Mike's right, in which case we open the plunger room up and there's a couple of Av and a couple zombies in there.
And zombies aren't
No, you-
aren't the thing that scares me. It's ghouls or whatnot. But to Matt's point, like, I mean, we don't know how long that process takes or anything like that, or even if I'm right. So I think Matt's got a good point. We're on a clock.
Okay.
So you're
One
leaving
that David has instilled in us, like panic-driven clock. So let's run.
Okay, so you're leaving the
fine.
bodies there. Who is guarding the stash right now in that actual chamber?
Oh,
If
shit.
anyone.
You leave him with Trefko, he's going to eat him.
He's not gonna-
we don't
he's
have
not
to
gonna-
leave Trefko in the stash. Yeah.
Oh, wait a
I'm
minute.
in
That
the
room's
staff,
full of green gas, guys. That is like guaranteed to animate a corpse, man.
So, okay,
Well, no-
okay. Here's the deal.
Go ahead, John.
The stash is in a secret room that is
Right.
basically closed off. You cannot kind of be in there for very long because there's not a lot of air.
Right.
For one thing. So, what I'm asking is, so you can leave the bodies there. They're going to be safe from everything except the natural decay. That room will probably stink, and the chances of you being able to get that stink out, unless you have magical means, is probably going to be slim. However, I understand that you have time pressure. I'm just asking, in that actual secret room, is any going to be left there before you go on a delve?
Any people?
Yeah.
No. If
And
you
we-
said that air is a problem, then no.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think like outside of the pyramid to make sure that nobody wanders down the hall of magic mouths and into the room with the green mist. That seems to me like a good place to leave Trefko, because it's kind of off to the side, so he's not mixing with the regular population.
Yep.
And my second character has kind of taken it upon himself to spend his downtime making sure that the big, giant, scary, four-armed mutant baboon is happy and taken care of and has an eye on him at all times.
Okay.
So, I think those two guys there, guarding that entrance to that pyramid room, I think would be a good idea.
Okay. And why don't you just tell people real quick, just so we put a name to the person. What's the backup character?
Oh, it's a little thief named Ignominious. Ignominious End.
Amazing. Okay, so he's going to be Trefko's keeper for the nonce. Be aware that the guarding the stash, which you did for the past couple sessions, where people were in the actual room guarding it, mostly to kind of cover your retreat with the rugs, is considered a shit detail by your retainers. I just want to let you know, like, that's a deeply disturbing room because of the Hopper statue. It's completely claustrophobic and unnatural and all that sort of stuff. So your retainers do not like being there. And if you force them to be there for any extended amount of time, I will be making loyalty checks for them.
What if they're not in that like pyramid room? What if they're just like not in the hidden secret room, but just in the room with the pyramid? And
Trefko and Ignominious are fine. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't think we need to have anyone actually in that room, because anyone who accesses it has to access it from the green mist room.
Right. Yes.
So yeah,
that's fine.
Okay.
So so when you go back to the debauche, and you're discussing your plans and you read the note and all that kind of stuff, you do notice that word seems to have spread, that Avaricios and Yost have passed, and you notice that a vigil has actually kind of started near the newly consecrated shrine to Lysion, beyond the portcullis to the north. That shrine is finished now, and the goblins understand. They're basically, they have a rudimentary understanding of the fact that, like, a lot of work was put into this, and right at the culmination, when there should be a celebration, is actually a funeral for the person who caused it to be built. So they're very sad. A vigil has been started, and they're doing it in the best way possible by getting drunk in a very depressing way.
Yes. Well, part of that's yes.
Meanwhile, is the death mask of Toristus and or the iron circlet of Gonor being worn right now out in the open in the debauche?
No. Mort has put the mask away, since it provides no benefit without eyes anyway. And he's gotten the hint about the the consternation it seems to be causing. So he's got that put in his backpack.
Okay. And the iron circlet?
Iron circlet, John, there's no way to disguise it, right? There's no way to hide it. And like, even putting a cowl up, you said that people would notice it fairly quickly if they're looking for it.
If they're looking for it, yeah. Like, you could just pass by But but if anyone decided to look you in the face, it would be pretty obvious.
Okay.
You're wearing it.
Then I will not be wearing it, but I will have it basically like eminently reachable, like right inside. Like I'll wear an extra bag or something on my belt that I can just retrieve it from really quickly.
Okay,
Does
cool.
that make sense?
Before you take it off, I will say that when you walk into the debouche at the end of last episode, wearing it, the true seeing, which is always active with the iron circlet, actually reveals a couple things in the main debouche room, all centered around the statue, the giant statue of Thoth, right in the center of the room. First of all, the stone chest, which is on top of a pedestal right in front of the statue, like on the north side of the statue, is definitely enchanted.
Okay.
Okay. That appears to be, except for obviously the gear that you guys are wearing, the only enchanted item in the room. The statue itself is not enchanted. However, the true seeing aspect also reveals that there is indeed a secret door, an entrance that is below the statue itself, directly below it.
Excellent.
Like on the plinth? Is it on a plinth? Is it like where in relation to the statue is it?
Underneath the ground, underneath the statue, the entire statue. So it does not reveal like the nature of how the secret door works or any sort of triggers. It just reveals the presence of a hidden door.
Okay.
And there is definitely a hidden door directly underneath the statue in the ground.
I knew there had to be. I'm sure it's open with the arms.
Or when you put the right thing in that chest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right? We know you can put the wrong thing in there. We know you can put boring things in there, but something I think is going to work at some of these, one day when we figure it out.
So Gangrene comes up to you, Mort.
Master, I know you can't see right now, but I got to tell you, that Beastman over there in the corner, he kind of wants to know if you got an answer for him or something. What do you say?
Yes, indeed, Gangrene. Take me to Barrios.
Well, you're standing right in front of the door there, boss.
Open the door to Barrios.
All right. So Mort, you hear, the rest of you guys see as Gangrene opens the door, and Barrios, who looks to be a little bit healthier than he was when you dropped him off, due to getting fed a decent amount of food, stares up at you. What say you, men?
Barrios, we have given the matter honest thought, and we would be greatly pleased if you would join our company.
Excellent. So it's not going to be the arena for me. I thank you, men.
You may always choose the arena later if you find the terms of our employment unpleasing to you, but for now, I suggest you join us for action and adventure.
I will send you my curriculum vitae in my private Discord server.
Sweet.
Marvelous.
Here it comes.
In the
right
meantime,
now.
I think you should accompany us as we are making our way to Goblin Town, and we will outfit you properly.
Very well. Yes, I will need weapons and armor if possible. I will hold my own.
Marvelous.
For a little while.
He's gonna do fine. Nobody's gonna care about the stuff he's got going on up there. He'll be fine.
It's not great, guys.
So, guys, I dropped the link in the scheduling part of our Discord for you to see. And then I just want to let you guys know, because I haven't told you guys yet, and I'll let the audience know as well. This is just a real quick workup. I didn't do a lot of work on the Beastman class, so it is what it is. I'm not really taking suggestions. Let's put it that way. Okay. So Beastman class, they're going to basically, they're going to use the Ranger progression. Okay. They can only be lawful. They get infravision of 60 feet. They can use all weapons, armors, and shields. They get the tracking ability just like a Ranger. And they have a special ability called Strength in Numbers. So for every ally, any ally that is within 10 feet during combat, up to a maximum of 3, the Beastman gain +1 to hit with melee attacks for each of those allies, so up to a +3.
That's awesome.
For attacks. The bonus also applies to AC in addition for each ally in range that is a Beastman, because they know how to defend each other, using their skills. Okay.
So he's not going to get this with us then.
Well, not the AC
part,
but the attacks. Yes, if you're within 10 feet.
Okay.
Okay,
right.
that's only to attack, not damage. All right.
Groovy.
Other than that, they're basically a ranger. And they, as far as their XP chart and saves, and they get the ranger tracking as well. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I believe his base, right? It needs a second level. So he's a second level Beastman, and I think that his base tracking is like a 30 right now, but that's modified up and down depending. And all tracking is if anywhere in like the ranger description it says like wilderness or something like that, just substitute like underground for that. It's all like underground survival more than wilderness survival. Okay.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
Very cool.
That is Barrios. He is sheep-headed. He's a relatively quiet, a serious man, and he fully understands the debt that he owes to you. And so, in a similar way to Njal, he doesn't have like that Chewbacca sort of vibe that Njal had. But
Nobody could beat y'all, man. Nobody could beat him.
yeah. So, but he's kind of taking Njal's place in that sort of role in the party. Njal has gone off to the arena, so perhaps you'll see him again if you do.
Great.
He presumably took the battle axe with him, huh?
Yeah, he took all of
That was
his gear.
his. Yeah. He brought that with him, so it would only make sense that he took it with him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you are ready to delve. You're ready to go where?
Yeah. So I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that we feel very much this time pressure, right? About word of the circlet getting over to the king. We don't want a repeat of what happened with the Beastmen, demanding this for any favors that we ask. So we wanted to grab some gold out of the stash and then book it to the transportation circle that is right there in the debouchement with the floating bust in it, and use that to get down to Goblin Town as fast as we could.
Okay, so how much money are you going to take? And how are you carrying it?
Let's try and get rid of as much Solidai as possible. So it's leaving like the regular coins and stuff like that.
Well, let me just see here. What do you guys think this is going to cost?
It's going to cost like at least 1,000, if not more.
So bring 100 Solidai.
Yeah, we could do
that. That's a pretty hefty sum. I mean, if they ask for more, then
we can get it
for it. Yeah,
we can get it.
That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money.
We do have 12 gems worth 1,000 gold each, but they're easy to carry.
Cherries, man, they're easy to carry. Let's get rid of Solidai, if anything.
Yeah,
you can load Laryl's sack up with Solidai, and then we can just carry it down there like that, and then empty it out.
Yeah, maybe we should stop calling attention to our magic items.
That's probably a good idea.
It looks like a sack, Ted, and when you pull money out of it, you pull money out of a sack. So, and it looks like a radio sack.
Yeah.
The nice thing about Laryl's stuff is it's all enchanted to not look cool.
Correct.
So that is a huge benefit for it. So anyway, let's load up 200 Solidai. 200 Solidai would be 20 slots, right? Is that 20 slots?
Yes, 20 slots. That's correct. Yeah.
And Laryl's holds 50. So we put 200 Solidai in Laryl's sack. I can carry it. I just sling my shield over my back and I'll just carry it with two hands like that.
Okay, cool. And then what retainers, if any, are you taking?
I think we got to go heavy, guys.
I think we definitely bring Elizabeth, and I think we should bring Sam, right? Like Sam was kind of doing that shitty guard duty, and she needs to get out, and she's also pretty awesome. So
So no Barrios.
How's everyone at for hit points too?
No, Barrios is coming because we have to get him equipped.
Okay. So 3 retainers.
3. And how's everyone doing for hit points?
What's that?
How is everyone doing for hit points?
Actually, that is a good question. Where did my note go?
Yes, you're welcome.
That is a good question. I'm fine. Nobody let me do anything.
Yost lost all of his hit points, and Mort lost none in that fight. He
Okay.
just went blind is all. So Mort's fine. He's
Okay.
just blind.
Did you?
Then let's expedite, guys, and let's hit the teleportation circle and get down there real quick, because we've been up here, what, John, like at least a turn doing all this stuff, right?
A turn, more than that. So you had to talk to Barrios, negotiate everything. Then you had to go to the stash, get the money. So I'm gonna call it at least a half hour.
Okay, so we only have like 3 turns, guys, before conceivably a goblin could be down there.
All right.
Flapping
let's
his
hurry.
lips.
Let's let's get it going.
Okay, cool. All right, so you get your 3 retainers going, and you go to the northeast there to that room, which was filled with trash and now has been cleared out. But that strange levitating bust, that bronze bust of what you assume to be now of Priscus Pulcher, is standing there eyeless. All right, yeah, Ted.
I think it's 4 retainers because Gangrene's coming too.
Oh wow, okay, everybody's coming.
Yeah.
That is literally all the retainers. So, okay.
I thought we were going to, we can leave Barrios, once we kind of get him started setting up, right? Like, I don't know if we need to take him we'll talk about it.
I think we should bring him. He might know something. Plus, he can fight.
Okay.
Okay. So, so you head to the teleportation circle. Barrios told you too that he had stuff that he could tell you in exchange for his freedom. Remember, I mean,
yep.
I thought you might demand that actually. As
I thought we could chat as we walk.
Yeah,
if
sure.
he'd like to tell us all about anything he'd like to tell us about Mother, their property, their territory, their region, the caverns.
Yeah, so he has very specific things that he knows, that he thinks he knows, which is the reason that he deserted, right?
Right.
So here's the deal. So he knows mostly from spending time in and around the Inn of the Lost, okay, that Fagin Whitemane exchanges rastite lotus powder and other rare ingredients in exchange for Dano's golden mead. So Fagin gets the lotus powder to her, and she gets the golden mead to him. Okay, and remember, she gave you some of that golden mead to bring to Fagin, right?
Quick question. How far is the Inn of the Lost from Goblin Town, Barrios?
It's quite close.
Thank you.
If the main entrance to Goblin Town in the east is almost a direct route right to the arena and the Inn of the Lost.
Oh wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
that's much closer.
I'll throw the sack in a backpack then to bring it along just in case.
Okay. In addition, he knows that the mead that Dana was trying to get you guys to drink and that she gives to Fagin, he knows that the mead is a strong soporific, and it's used primarily to reduce the imbiber's will a great amount. He's seen it in Dano's chambers. He's seen the effects of it. He doesn't know if it has any other effects, but he knows that that's one of them. All right. He suspects, he cannot confirm, that cloud cap mushrooms, which is what Mother has always told the Beastmen to go out and hunt, are used in a concoction that transforms the imbiber into an animal.
Oh, that's why she wants it so bad.
Okay, the cloud cap specifically. He suspects that that's the case.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that he can relate to you is that a male slave that Barrios had befriended told him that particular slave had witnessed Dano combine her own blood with the watery whitish liquid in one of those boiling cauldrons. She combined her own blood with the watery whitish liquid, placed it in a vial, and the slave actually noticed her placing it in her armoire. All right. Barrios heard a while later that the slave was actually fed what was called the mother's milk and was never seen again.
Does Barrios have any kind of an idea of like what she actually is? Like what kind of creature she is?
He does not know. All he knows is that she is ancient and, Obviously not human.
And what's up with the mummies that are in her room?
The mummies are zombies, basically.
Oh, they're animated?
Yeah, they're animated. Yeah,
We didn't see them move though, right? When we
No.
were in there?
no, because you didn't start any shit.
And I know Wolford, like hearing all this, would be like, well, what was it that pushed you over the edge and made you risk your own life to leave?
She's doing nefarious things, I can tell. I don't like her relationship with Fagin. I don't know what's going on there. It's all very mysterious, and she's not very open with us, the Beastmen.
But something had to push you right over the edge. That sounds like a long building suspicion. You can tell me what she do.
She didn't do it. I mean, I'm just telling you as John. Like, she was acting suspicious, and he didn't like it, so he left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you think the Beastman would react if she were suddenly gone?
They would be bereft. Like they wouldn't know what to do with each other. Hopefully, like the discipline that they've already sort of engendered in themselves would remain, like the hierarchy, So Scleros would probably take over, but without any sort of purpose, who knows what would happen?
What kind of missions does she send them on besides gathering sky cap mushrooms?
Food, supplies, normal stuff. Nothing weird. We're always told. Well, there is a weird thing, but we can probably surmise what she wants them for. Is we're also told to always be on the lookout for handsome males of any species.
Oh,
That's me
crap.
out.
Yeah, Wolford starts looking really nervous. Last question for him that I have is, is he alone in these misgivings, or are there other people there that share his concern or misgivings about her?
He was the only one that he was aware of. So he used to be a part of the LRCP. So he had the freedom to sort of move out of the compound and explore. That's why he kind of hung out in the End of the Lost a lot. And it was during one of those times whenever he was actually able to separate from his Bandon. And because there was a drunken night at the End of the Lost, they missed him the next morning, and he was able to escape. But then he got quickly picked up by goblins and imprisoned.
Okay.
Barrios,
Yeah, he's not like part of the resistance or anything. I gotcha.
No, there's no resistance. Yeah.
does Barrios have any sense of, like, we've worked out that the Beastmen are descendants to some extent of a lost legionnaires here in Arden Vul. Do they have legends about that? And is Dano responsible for that going all the way back, or did she discover them and kind of take them over at some point?
He doesn't know. He would like to know. He also has a great desire to find the remains of Gennadius, the first, the first. I can't remember the first, whatever. I can't remember his name. And Rex, the first dog. Right. Because he thinks that finding those remains may provide answers to that exact question.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Like a dog head stitched on a man's body or something crazy.
I feel like Dano's been manipulating them from the beginning kind of story here, but
he suspects that as well, but he has nothing to back that up. It's just based on the behavior that he has seen in secret. He suspects that is the case, that she doesn't have their best interests at heart, only her own, and that they are merely tools.
If they had slaves, are the slaves taken in battle, or the slaves bought from the set people?
Both. Both. Yeah. So Beastmen, if they encounter anybody, they are told to take prisoners anyone who may be useful to Dano. Most of those are supposed to be handsome, basically, is what the main thing is.
Right.
Yeah. But they don't actively like go to the slave market and purchase slaves. They're not those kind of, Beastmen are generally good folk, as you know.
Right. That's what I wanted to know. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But Mama needs her toys. Sure.
Exactly. Like now, if mother told them to go to the set market and buy slaves, they would do it. No questions asked, Okay. So that's Barrios. So you go to, if you're finished with him, you are going to take him and everybody else to the teleportation circle. The sage, the floating thing, just sort of stares at you blindly without anything in its eyes, and you put in the right sequence and you teleport to the goblin halls, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Very
Mike,
good.
do you want to pop?
30 minutes.
Do you want to pop on the circlet and look at that floating head before we go into Go in the circle.
Let's
Just like
just
if
roll.
there's no
Let's just
goblins
roll
around.
for now, Matt, because I don't want it to take a turn to see it or whatever. And we only have maybe 3 or 4 turns before people start showing up in
Fair enough.
Goblin Town. So
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
Okay. So you pop into existence, and you're in that large square chamber that the ogres basically hang out at, that control the winches that open the main entrances to the Goblin Town. Let me switch us over to Miro here, and I'll zoom out and get us to Goblin Town. Where's Goblin Town?
They're hopping all around, man.
Where's Goblin Town?
Yeah, there it
My
is.
somewhat crude map.
Map 7, I think.
Where is it?
It's at the bottom center.
No, it's not map 7.
Oh, there we go.
Map 10.
Gotcha.
Map 10. Yeah.
There we go.
So if maybe, like Gangrene and Barrios could go and get him supplied, I give him whatever gold he needs
Okay.
to do that.
Yeah, they can go
And
do
the
that.
rest of us can go look for a cure for blindness.
All right, so you're going to go to the witch doctors then, right? Which means you need to go out into the main room, then immediately just head north into the east to go up those stairs, right?
Yep.
Because you know the witch doctors
Yes.
up the top. And you're just going directly there, right? No.
Right. They live just outside. They're in that. The witch doctor's in that hallway by where all the pillars and the demon and everything was, right?
They're to the north of that, but yes.
Yeah.
You will not have to go past that room to get to the witch
good.
doctors. Yeah. So
Yeah, we go up the
so
stairs and go west. Yeah.
Yeah. So you tell Gangrene and Barrios to go off with some money, and as you are, as the ogres sort of look bemusedly at you, but they're not really surprised anymore. They're kind of known to expect you now. They allow you to leave with a grunt, and you move into the hallway. You can see that both of the portcullises are open now at this time, and you can see that the huge, wide staircase that goes down into the depths to the east, which you were just been told leads pretty much a direct route right to the arena and the Inn of the Lost. Also, you are aware is the main traffic route to the trade route to get to the Goblin Halls. And indeed, as you are making your way into the market proper to the west, you see that there's a group of bandaged and limping, although cheerful at the same time, goblins that are ascending the main steps from below. And they seem to be like, some of them are like leaning on each other. Some of them have like bandages around them with blood seeping through. But they basically all have snaggletooth smiles on their faces, and they're congratulating each other on battles that are well fought in the arena. Okay. And kind of eavesdropping on them as you sort of join them as they sort of move into the hall proper. They tell you that that they some of them are ribbing each other because they wanted to celebrate their victories at the Inn of the Lost, which is right next to the arena. But then a couple of the other ones actually complain. They're like, Thagan's prices are way too high. We should, it was better. It's a better move just to come back here and drink for free at home. And that's the basic tenor of the conversation as they sort of move into the hallways.
You should pitch Avaricious's bar there, Matt. You should.
I don't have any ties to that damn bar.
Oh, come on.
They don't accept my tab. I tried to, build a line of credit. They said it was no good. I don't know about that.
Yeah, so the beer's probably cheaper down here anyway. On the main floor, as you enter, you notice that there are lots, it's busy. The white lizards are all around. The whole thing is still there. All the whirligigs of smoke and all that kind of good stuff. Lots of, strange creatures and people walking around. Lots of eyes, though, are surreptitiously watching you, particularly Lothar. Okay.
Shit.
No one's doing anything aggressive, but you just get that feeling that everyone's sort of watching you. And you see that there are, unfortunately, there is a group of Setites, and they're different than the ones that were there before. Small little group. And there's two obvious adventurers, you could just tell by the way that they walk, that are with those Setites. And they're whispering to them, and the Setites and the two adventurers are making furtive glances over to you. And as they sort of make eye contact with you, the two adventurers whisper something to the Sedites, make some kind of placating gestures to them, and they separate from them and they make their way towards you. One is a Thorkin woman, very plain looking. She's got that sort of Wheel of Time gray man sort of thing going on, where it's like like your eyes just sort of like glide over her before you recognize her. Or more appropriately, maybe more people would get this, like the Arrested Development girl that was Michael Cera's boyfriend. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I can't remember her at all.
Yeah, Anne, I think her name was. Yeah. Like that. Very plain looking. And another one is obviously a Whiskin who is like if you're talking about someone who would catch Dano's eye, or a Beastman's eye for that matter, to take the Dano, it's this guy. Tall, handsome, strapping, like every inch like Chris Hemsworth as a Norse god sort of look to him. You know what I mean? Like really handsome dude. The two of them seem to know each other, and they kind of come over to you. They're well armed, looking like they kind of around your same sort of capability, and level. They know what they're doing. They kind of come over and they introduce themselves as Pella is the woman's name. You can tell that you can actually smell a little bit of alcohol in her breath. Her eyes are a little bit unfocused. And the big tall guy names himself as Mulch of Scarletholm is his name.
Mulch?
And Mulch.
Awesome.
Yeah. They tell you that, fellow adventurers, we have heard much about you. We are from the renowned adventuring party known as the Broom. And you, we recognize. Many people here have already named you as members of the vaunted AV Club. It is a pleasure.
Hail and well met.
I should tell you, you are people that everyone really wants to get to know. As this is Mulch talking, basically. You know that I'm sure you've heard of the Broom, of course. They don't even bother for you to reply to that. We're in good with the Troll Thane. We have our base at the court of the Troll Thane themselves, and kind of look at you like with an eyebrow raise, like, isn't that impressive?
That is impressive. Well,
John,
very well done.
John, didn't you say he was Whiskin?
Yes.
Then do the accent.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. They've heard that you are, because of their talk here in the market, that you are in real good with the Goblin King, and we've got some information for you that you may find very useful. And then this is where Pella sort of steps up, and she's, plain small, kind of comes up, and she's like, well, we happen to know, and she kind of looks over to Mulch like, should we tell him? And it's like, yeah. We happen to know where Gislu is. And we were kind of hoping to trade the info in exchange for, a little bit of this, a little bit of cash.
How much are you looking for? Will, my friend, how much are you looking for, Mulch?
Well, how much is this worth to you?
I mean, why not just trade the information to the Goblin King directly and get your own in with him?
Well, there's other competing interests at play here. We're kind of feeling it out right now, seeing who might benefit the most from the information. But we've heard that your relationship with the king is good, but maybe not perhaps as rock solid as it could be. But one way or another, you could use that information to your advantage. I can count out a number of ways, as I'm sure you could yourself.
Let me confer with my friends here for a minute. Step away. Huddle.
Okay. Huddle. I just wanted to say for the listeners, Gislu is the mystic that is leading the sort of revolution against the king.
Yes.
Right. Like this, and just to recap, just for my own thinking, right? She was the one associated with the Black Snot tribe,
correct.
I believe.
Yeah. She's the one who says that he doesn't have the scepter.
Yeah, questioning the validity of the king's claim to the throne, that whole thing. And we have like two different leads where she might be. One said she was down the troll elevator. right? And the other one was
would make sense if they know where she is. Yep.
Right. And the other one was that at least the goblins that we rescued, right, were looking for her on in the south area of the debouchement level where that fear elemental or whatever thing that was, right?
I thought they were actually looking for the scepter there.
That's right. That's correct. That is right. It was Gislu was always down in the Troll Thane area, and one area where they thought the scepter might be was by the fear room.
Right. So you know that Gislu is supposed to be actively looking for it. Those are the locations that you've heard rumor. Remember, one of those rumors came from a Sunscarred Knight, which might lend it a little bit more weight.
Right.
I actually did have written down here the reason why the broom has not brought the information to the king himself is because in the past, this is what Pella tells you, the leader of the broom, whose name is Harold Goodears, offended the king in the past by stating his intense hatred for cats, which is a big no-no. Apparently, we didn't know that, and so the king has refused the broom an audience, although he does, in his magnanimity, allow us to roam the halls. We just can't gain his ear, although we know that you can. So they kind of look around because there's goblins like all around. Thankfully, Gangrene is away as well. And they know they can size up Mort as not being like one of these goblins. And they kind of take you aside and kind of give you the once over to everybody, make sure that it's quiet. And they tell you, we would offer an alliance between our two groups to perhaps, and I just want to put this out there, should you wish to discuss this further about the location of Gislu, and if we're able to actually find Gislu, maybe actually put in our combined power and influence to support Gislu's mission to delegitimize West Kingdom's rule and supplant him. We would become a major power in Arden Vul. Now, one single adventuring band I don't think could make much of an impact, but I'm thinking that our two groups together could be quite a powerful force. How many people are in your group? We have, I don't have my page open with my listing, but you
can just guesstimate.
But 5 to 6.
5 to 6.
Yeah. But I should mention again that we do have the ear of the most powerful lord of Arden Vul, which is the Troll Thane. And I don't want to pressure you guys right now. We think that you are a fine group of folk, and we know that you have your own business to take care of, but we wanted to offer our services and the information that we have. And if you wish to discuss it further, please make your way down the troll list to the court of the Troll Thane and ask for us.
We have been meaning to go down there. Guys, I think we should offer them just like a little token gift, just like, non-committal.
Well, hold your horses. I'm not too keen on this overthrow Wiskeenum thing. Plus, they were seen talking to Setites.
Right. And, like, John, this is after we've stepped away from them, right? Like, can we have our... Okay. Here's the other thing. You go down to the troll lifts. Yeah, they want to meet with you with some, like, hot irons and some clappers and, like, nipple clamps. Like, yeah, we're hosed. I actually think the better part of Valor might be to go over to the king's house and be like, those two guys right there say they know where Gislu is. He takes them. He slaps on his own nipple clamps. Then we get the information from them that way. I mean, that's what I would do if I was not lawful.
So things to keep in mind. There's a lot of like moving parts here, obviously. Totally legitimate line of thought. Just be aware that if they're telling the truth, and they actually have the Troll Thane's ear, that they have influence in the court of the Troll Thane, you know that there are Varumani diplomats at the court of the Goblin King right now.
Oh, that's right.
And you know that the Goblin King, resents the power that the Varumani has, but he's definitely not in the mood to challenge it in any sort of way.
Right.
So if you brought that information to him and the broom is actually telling the truth, that word could spread that the AV Club is meddling with, a protected group of folks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
If
we
they're
could
telling the
offer
truth.
we could offer to get them an audience with the king in our company.
Well, what if we, and this is kind of where I'm thinking, like we just met these guys. We don't know if we should trust them, but it's definitely worth like milking a little bit. I don't think we should be seen in public like giving them money and like, being openly aligned with them. But we could maybe like, say, hey, let's, maybe we can talk again. At another time.
Yeah.
They've offered to do that. Yeah.
I'm not suggesting burning any bridges here, but I am suggesting we do not give them anything.
They've given you an out. Like they're like, no pressure. If you want to talk more, come down to the court.
Yeah. Settle down on the appeasement, Chamberlain. Okay. Let's hold off on that. But I wonder if we can ask them about the Sethites that were talking to them.
Yeah.
Regards to us, and we can just be like real honest and be like, we hear that they got it out for us. Did you hear anything like that? Did they say anything like that? Should we do that? I mean, I'm asking them before.
Yeah. I think something like, we hear you. You're very influential with the troll thing. I'm very impressed. It's very kind of you to come find us and make this offer. We're not in a position to come visit you right this minute, but appreciate the offer. I do express some concern, however. We've had bad relations with the Sethites in the past, and I notice you seem to be chatting with them right before you came here.
Is that the case? And they kind of raise an eyebrow as if that does surprise them. A bad group of folks to rub the wrong way. They have many, many resources and a lot of power to bring to bear. But I think if we kind of keep this within the realm of the troll thane, we kind of discuss things over there that the Sethites will back off or at least think twice before sticking their noses in. Can't say the same for here. And they kind of look over at the Sethites themselves who are watching you guys carefully.
Understand.
I will tell you, there is, although we frequent the Forum of Set quite frequently to purchase things and collect rumors and all that kind of good stuff, there is definitely a vibe going around. Your name is floating around among some of those priests and some of those guardsmen. They say that you have actually royally irritated a reclusive druid in one of the levels. One that commands the respect of a vast horde of white baboons. And they actually liked that quite a bit. And there was a rumor that they were actually looking to ally with this druid, but something happened recently where their tune has changed. And now they seem to be bent on his destruction. And they would you guys happen to know anything about that? Because it was a very sudden change. These are all just rumors floating around, but
rumors are interesting, aren't they? It's like an asshole. Everyone has one.
Wow.
Well,
I can't believe that happened. That's amazing. That's really funny.
Well, fodder for you to dwell on, just in case you happen to make your way back onto that level. But as you know, as we know as well, being fellow adventurers, there's always another surprise around the corner here in Arden Vul. But keep your allies close and your enemies closer, as they say. And then, like, aware of the irony, he steps up real close and he says, "We'll see you in the court." And they walk away.
All right.
We will take our first break because we are over time. We will be right back.
So fast.
Okay, we are back. Bladders empty, beers full. All right, so that's your conversation with Pella and Mulch, two of the members of the Broom. So just, little seeds for you there to kind of just, write that. Hopefully you took a note. So you're aware.
Oh, yeah.
I have made notes. Yeah.
So,
can I do one more thing, guys? And I'll run it by you real quick.
What?
I want to go tell the Sethites. I want to go ask them if they got beef with us. Just get right up in their face and be like, "You got beef with the AV club?" Because I want to know. What do you think? Should we do it?
I mean, they're probably not going to murder you right here in the Goblin Hall.
What I'm thinking is that they would be really great foot soldiers against the baboon army, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe, but we're not taking them through our secret entrances and stuff.
I don't want to
their
share.
own way to get there, man. They were already talking to Gerlad.
Yeah, they know a
told
way.
them how to get there. He was like, "Go through these tunnels, and you pop out right there. He already told them because they were supposed to go meet them there. Remember?
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm just going to ask him and be like, we're having problems with Gerlad. We hear that you guys have problems with him. Go tell your masters that we might be into doing an alliance.
What if we are a little more withholding than that?
Sure. What do you got?
What if we just introduce? We haven't had any formal conversations with any Setites.
Okay.
And Ted,
I would like to vote no, partly on the grounds that we have other plans for the evening, and partly I'm not ready to poke this bear at all.
Just want to have the conversation. I just want to talk to him, man. I'm not trying to see if we can go fight him right now.
Well, I also don't want to share the victory over Gerlad with anybody. I want us to bring him down.
Well, here's the other thing that I'm hesitant about doing it right now. I don't want to take one of our strongest guys in front of them at his weakest point. Right.
Yeah,
I appreciate your concern for me.
Yeah.
Fine. We can always talk to them here. Anyway, I just feel like the goblin market is going to be close to us very soon. So let's go get Mort, visually, optically working again. If the goblin market gets shut down to us, guys, then we have people in the troll market that we know are not fans of ours. B, we've got the goblin market, which is probably going to be shut down to us here in a little bit. It's going to be real tough, man. But let's go.
Okay. So you eye the set tights, but you leave them alone, and you make your way up the spiral stairs to the northeast, and to those corridors that sort of surround the open market. So you know that you heard chanting coming from that room directly to the west of the spiral staircase.
Right.
Let me get back to Miro here because you actually might be able to do a little mapping, Ted.
Ooh.
Oh, mappy poo.
Yeah, so that's a 10-foot wide corridor that sort of leads directly westward past that door. The door is slightly ajar, which is why you saw strange lights and heard weird chanting coming from there, and the smell of sulfur also coming from there. Similar to the same smell that you heard from Rizit's circle, right? Back when the king was actually addressing the demon itself. When you get to the door, you can see that the passageway continues on Arcantian stonework for another 25 feet or so before it actually jaggedly is cut off, but like it's like caved in, like a natural cave in on the west end side. However, there is a natural cavern that actually branches off about 5 feet to the east of that cave-in that heads towards the northwest. And it's about 5 feet. About 10 feet wide.
So,
about
John,
5
if you're
feet
looking at Miro,
about 5 feet. Yeah, you got it, Ted. Yep, exactly right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what you can kind of see. You're here too. This corridor does not. It's an encased corridor, so like to the south does not look over the goblin market like some of the other parts of the upper reaches do. Do you know what I mean? So you're like in an actual enclosed corridor.
John, as we were leaving the goblin market and the Setites are kind of eyeballing us, I'm just going to give them like a little nod, like that I acknowledge their presence.
Okay. So you can see that they're being led by what appears to be a set deacon, and that deacon is wearing like red armor with copper greaves, a lot of copper accoutrements basically, and he's actually wearing a pretty intimidating looking copper helmet that is actually in the shape of a set animal, so it has that sort of dog-like shape to it. Anyways,
kind of a Anubis thing going on, right?
You can see it sort of like jerk its head over to you and then sort of sniff derisively and turn away before you go upstairs.
Well,
that fancy lads.
Anyways, you go upstairs, and yeah, you can hear chanting coming from the door. What do you do?
Mort will imperiously have Gangrene knock politely at the door.
Okay, there is no answer actually. but you do hear multiple voices gutturally chanting.
Go on, King Lear, get in there.
Yeah, it seems like we got to go in anyway.
No, he didn't do a proper goblin knock. He's going to use his forehead.
Okay, so you enter the room, yes?
Yeah, I think I'll have Gangrene open the door, and if it doesn't look like something's going to eat us right away, we can go in.
Okay, so this seems to be, as most of the goblin chambers are, another repurposed Arcantian room. This room is 20 feet north to south, 30 feet east to west, and you are entering in on the southwestern corner of the southern wall. Okay, there does not appear to be any egresses out of here except for the one that you're going in. Okay. The stench of sulfur is extremely strong when you walk in addition to boiling flesh, which is a horrific smell as well. And you see the guttural chanting is coming from 4 goblin figures who are huddled around a pentagram that is in the center of the room. The whole room is extremely disturbing. There are at least a dozen distorted, elongated masks that hang on the north wall that are all eerily lit by a handful of candelabra in the center of the room, and a burning fire that is burning merrily in the eastern end of the room as well. So like the shadows are sort of playing along these elongated, distorted masks, and you have a feeling that those masks are probably not made out of paper mache.
Shrunken heads?
They're stretched into all sorts of bizarre and unnatural positions. And one of them actually looks like the Scream from the Munch painting, right?
Oh, nice.
And you can see actually in the mouth of that one that looks like Munch's Scream, you can see there's something inside the mouth, like some sort of cloth thing is in that mouth. But they're all stretched, was it the Necronomicon and Evil Dead that had sort of like that stretched screaming? It's like that, but like a dozen of them all along the wall. And they're set up like they're trophies, and they're all in like different expressions of horror and agony.
Charming.
Yeah, very, very charming. Again, it's another reminder, especially Mort doesn't see this, of course. Mort, you smell everything, but you and you hear everything. But the rest of you guys, you're like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting that goblins are like not nice. Anyways, the pentagram itself is about 1 inch. The lines of it are 1 inch wide.
Oh,
carefully inscribed in the floor, and they are filled with a dark red liquid. And is lit by 5 candelabra that are placed at each of the 5 points of the pentagram, right? And the 4 goblins are arrayed around this, and they're all like ritualistically chanting, and like their arms and hands are kind of waving up and down and making gestures in unison. And you can see that one of them is definitely Larakeem, although she seems to have taken like a subservient role. And there is more of a dominant one that seems to be sort of running the whole thing. Hold on 1 second. I think I may have a note about that. A male that has a towering. So he's small. He's smaller than Mort. He actually seems to be the smallest goblin in the room, but he dominates charismatically because he has a towering Nefertiti hat, like that ancient Egyptian hat. But it is draped with fetishes of like bird skulls and weird little bones and stuff like that, like little scraps of wood and things that are draped off of it. And he also has long robes that kind of trail out from behind him. And those robes are also decorated with a bunch of dirty, nasty fetishes and totems that sort of clank along the ground as he moves. And he has a wizened prune-like face, right? Like it just looks like his face has just been like crunched up, so it's just like a mass of wrinkles, and he has a toothless slit for a mouth, so he looks like a really old goblin. He has like no snaggletooth. It's just like it's like a really old man who seems to be sort of running the whole thing. Based on what the goblins told you when you were seeking out information about who might possibly be able to cure blindness, you have a feeling that this guy matches the description of the one and only Hobim.
Hobim, yeah.
Now there is. I have to roll a die. Actually, I get to roll dice. Oh my gosh!
That's never good.
Do it, John. Just say no. Don't do it.
Just pick the
I
good
wonder
number
if-
and tell us that one.
I wonder if Ho Beam hangs out with Life Cream.
And Joe
The
Beam.
weird names.
So Life Cream is being talked to right now by Gangrene and Barrios. But meanwhile, here there's a dread ritual taking place of some sort, right? And you can see in the pentagram as you sort of walk in, they're like, they're kind of doing all this chanting, and you can see that something starts to take shape in the middle of the pentagram, right? Something that's small but sort of humanoid. You can't really tell, but it's sort of forming out of the darkness. And then you see Hobeam sort of like his little pig-like eyes sort of open up wide, and he says something, and he's like, "No, no!" And he jerks back, and he grabs Larakeem, who's next to him, and they all break off the ritual, and they sort of snap their eyes open, and they all start to scream as you see that form that's taking place in the pentagram actually goes boom, 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 and multiplies into.
That ain't good.
One moment, please. Reticulating splines.
We'll come back later. It's cool.
You guys are busy. We're gonna let you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Sorry, excuse us. We'll just door closes.
Okay,
And then spike it.
not as bad as it could have been. But you see that they form into. Let me get the description because they're cool. Not cool for you, but cool for me.
I bet it's like that. One of those Transformers, they stack together and it becomes one giant homunculus.
What was the Constructicon one called?
Yeah.
Devastator.
Okay, but so the there's three beings that actually solidify in the midst of the pentagram, and immediately scatter the blood that has been put into the pentagram itself.
To break the circle.
Breaks the circle, yeah, and they actually appear to be somewhat. If the situation wasn't so dire, you would actually think it's kind of comical. They have a very plump body with thin, gangly arms and legs, sort of like a little ball, like little, with sticks coming out of them, basically. And their squat heads are bald, and they have a slobbering, just a vacant expression on their face, like completely stupid. Their mouths are sort of sagging open, and they just have these bulbous golem-like eyes, and they kind of flop into existence from some awful nether plane. And you kind of look at that in horror, and you look up at the faces on the walls, and they look very, very similar.
It's like the worst Pokemon ever.
And Hobeam's like, fuck, we weren't able to capture it. Now there's more of them. Kill them.
Okay.
All right.
That's
who
a
are
chance
you?
to make some new friends.
Help us.
So I gotta ask, John, does turning work just on undead, or does it also work on like extraplanar creatures and shit?
Just
like
undead, unfortunately.
that?
I think.
Well, we can kill them, bring them back, and turn them.
Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the first edition paladin could turn demons and devils as well as
So
undead.
I know someone like first edition wise could. I just don't know what.
Yeah, I'm sure someone in the comments will point out my ignorance. But so what do you do?
Okay.
There's these three horrible slavering demon things, bulbously slobbering forward to feast upon you.
I think we should probably kill the evil demons, John.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we
feeling very
probably
thirsty.
should.
John, what's the in your rules here? How we're playing it? What modifier would you apply to Mort for hand-to-hand combat? Like -4, -10?
I thought if you're blind, you couldn't attack at all. Isn't that the whole thing with light spells? Like if you're blind, you just can't attack.
Rules is written in OSC. It's like you can't attack at all, but I think that's kind of stupid. Like you should be able to at least attempt to attack.
No,
you
it's fine. Here, Mort will whip his shield out and hide behind it, but he's going to hand his sword to Gangrene.
Okay.
You're gonna hand the +3 weapon to the henchman.
Well, he's right there. It's fine. We
Okay.
got this.
Gangrene's job is to protect Mort.
Why are we fighting? I understand. Why are we fighting?
We want the wizard doctors to give us heal blindness.
Exactly.
I can't. Hold on. I'm having a problem here finding a stat block. Give me one moment, please. Sorry.
Why aren't you playing the guy with the wand of lightning bolts then?
Because I didn't come to this party expecting to fight demons. I came to this party expecting to spend 10,000 gold on a cure blindness spell. We could back the whole game up. I'll go get Titus and
Retcon.
Give me 1 second. I'm just having a problem with some PDS. Give me one moment. I'll be right back.
okay.
No problem.
All right. Sorry about that. I found my stat block. Okay. So first of all, declarations. The witch doctors are all going to cast. You want to declare first or second?
We'll declare second.
Yes.
Okay.
That's good.
So the demons are going to fuck your shit up. Actually, maybe not yours, because I think all of the witch doctors are actually around right now. Yep. Okay. So how did I say 3? Okay. One of them is casting a spell.
One of the demons.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know who the spell is being cast at.
Nope.
But it's
Okay.
probably bad, I'm guessing.
All right. Mort has nothing to declare, and I misspoke earlier when I said Gangrene was there, so he is not handing the sword to Gangrene. He'll hand it to Wolford.
Excellent.
John,
That is
I'm going to use my shield to block.
Okay, you're gonna block. Okay.
You don't have to declare that, really, but yeah.
I thought we did have to
Declare
Oh,
a
we
block.
didn't declare block. You're right. Yeah, Mort is
Yeah.
also blocking.
Okay, so you two are blocking.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, roll for initiative, please. I
1,
got a
2,
3.
3. Not
Matt's
it.
got a sword. He should roll it.
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, the
Okay, I
the
got
witch
this.
doctors are
I got-
also casting spells, by the way.
Okay.
Can we move and block for the witch doctors?
You cannot move if you block.
Okay.
So should we move over there maybe? Anyway, I rolled a 2.
Okay. All right. So the I can't. Does anyone know, is Stinking Cloud a thing in OSE? Because that's what I'm trying to cast here,
Let me look it up.
and I can't find it in Magic User List. Stinking.
OSESRD.
How is that not a thing? It's annoying.
Maybe, because the spells only go up to like what, 5th level or whatever. Maybe it's too high a level.
The problem
Also, I
I'm
can't
having
see-
is that my copy of Osric, which would normally be fine, it lost its bookmarks.
Oh,
I will
That
go
sucks.
with the old hard copy here. Let's see. Give me a second. Sorry. Didn't
No
mean to slow
problem.
everything down to an absolute crawl, but that tends to be the case when you play combat in literally any role-playing game. All right.
well, isn't that our whole shtick, John? We play games as they are actually played.
Exactly.
Which is
Yeah.
people looking up spells because they can't remember. Forgetting
Okay.
which retainer is where.
20-foot radius cloud. That's basically, and they're in the center of the thing. You guys are in the southwest. I think what they're actually going to do. So they don't see you as the immediate threat. They see the witch doctors who are surrounding them as the immediate threat. So the
Sure.
one demon is going to actually drop the stinking cloud like right in the middle of the room, like right in the center of the thing, and try to get all of the goblins at least, and that will end up with a 20-foot radius getting
That
all
fills the room.
Yeah, it fills the room. So I need all of you guys, including the goblin witch doctors, to make saving throws versus spells.
Okay.
Okay.
Any penalty or anything, John?
No, just normal.
Okay. I got a 13 total.
Okay.
So I made it, by the way, with 1.
Wolfherd failed. Elizabeth versus spells. Elizabeth passes.
It looks
Bet
like
you Yakin's bones will work on this, Matt.
Yep, I bet they will. Anybody rolling for Sam?
you go ahead.
I don't have her
Okay.
character sheet in front of me.
I've got it open.
It looks like Mort actually failed.
How's that happen?
I just missed it.
Okay, Sam also failed. She rolled a 4.
Okay, so for those who failed it, you are unable to move because you are you fall to the ground, retching and gagging, basically, like you're stunned, basically. Okay, that also includes 2 of the witch doctors, but 2 of the witch I'll just say Hobim and Larakim are the ones that saved. So any of you guys that failed, drop to the ground and hurl, basically, in the midst of that cloud. Everyone who saved, however, can move freely, but the only thing that you can do is to attempt to leave the area of the cloud as fast as possible. Okay.
Oh, okay.
At least for the duration that the cloud is happening. The cloud bursts out of the demon's mouth, like it basically opens its mouth, and it sort of vomits forth this cloud. It just, and you can see that the cloud looks like it's thick the moment it rolls out, but it looks like it's quickly dissipating. Just so you're aware, but it still affects you normally. The other demons are going to take advantage of the fact that everyone's throwing up and running around screaming, and attempt to lay low the goblins on the ground. So those goblins are basically at their mercy. And so let's see, how much hit points do these guys have?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Not enough.
Uh-oh. What's your damage there, dudes? These are
Del 5, baby, Del 5.
These are dretches, by the way, if you're familiar with the old.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was.
Mm-hmm. Where's your damage there, buddy? There it is. Okay. Got it. Here we go. 1. 3. 1. Oh, what am I doing? They automatically hit. I'm sorry. 3. 4. Okay. Okay, so they tear into the retching goblins on the ground, who squeal in pain and horror as they rip out huge chunks from them. They don't kill them, but their screaming almost worse. And now it's your turn, bottom of the round.
Okay, so the only thing that I can do, John, I made my save. The only thing I can do is leave. Right.
That's correct. Yeah, try to make.
Can I grab somebody as I go?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Then I'm going to pull Wolford. Darius, what should I do, Darius? What should I do?
Oh,
Guide me, oh Darius.
Oh.
I grab Mort and I grab sorry, Matt, and Wolford, and I drag them bodily out the door, which we're standing right in front of.
Yeah, all out since you're like right there near the door.
I'm fairly strong too. So
did both of those guys fail?
I think so.
Yeah, Wolford failed.
And Mort failed. Okay, all right. So you grab the 2 PCs and you drag your ass back out. You can also talk. Do you want to say anything, or are you good? Just get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I mean, and then I'm going to yell down the hall and I'll be like, "Alarm! Alarm! Help! The what are they called? Help the witch doctors!"
Okay, you actually hear like a response from down south. You hear like a scrambling of weapons and clanking.
Lisbeth is going to follow suit, and she's going to grab Sam and pull her out in the hall as well. Sam failed. Lisbeth succeeded.
Okay, cool. So that's all of you guys then, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
So now Hobim and Larakim also can't cast spells, unfortunately. They were going to do because they saved, but they had to move out as well. So they were coughing and they run out into the hallway as well. Top of the round, declare first or second.
Second.
They are going to attempt to slobber their way out of the door and continue to attack you guys.
Dretches?
Yeah, the dretches are. But no spell. Yeah, I didn't need to declare that. They're not casting spells. So, do you guys want to declare anything?
No, because I'm just going to try and push the door shut and hold them.
How long does the effect of the cloud last?
You don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am. The witch doctors are going to cast spells though. Go ahead.
Yeah, no spells right now.
No spells.
Can I retrieve the Yakin's bones?
Well, it's not a declaration thing.
I mean,
Oh.
Lisbeth has them anyway. She's good. Don't
Roll for
worry.
initiative. I got a 1.
I lost last time. So somebody
Oh,
else.
I got it.
Mike's got it.
I got a 3.
Okay, you guys get to go first. At the top of the round, you do see that a bunch of, I'm going to say like 4 goblins who are manning the ballista station down there by the weird pillars come running up the hallway and past the staircase to help engage with you, although they cannot attack this round, but they come up.
Okay.
And they're like, yeah.
All right. So, Wolford's going to, he has that spear and he knows they're rushing. So he's going to brace right at the door to try to get him.
Okay, cool. Anyone else?
I'm going to, Matt, I don't know if this messes you up. I was going to try and slam the door shut and then hold it.
Oh, well, there's still guys in there alive, man. Maybe we can, and it's going to mess up it'll mess up the goblin spellcasting too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We got a choke point. They're not going to get past. So
I'm with
we
Matt.
can declare block.
Okay, then John, I'll block. I'll block for the
Wait,
witch
can
doctor.
Wolford actually do anything, John?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he failed. He failed his skill.
And Sam failed as well. So Mort, Sam, and Wolford are. I mean, I assume we can't do anything this round.
Well, you were pulled out of the room though, right? So
Yeah.
It's actually I actually rolled a very low duration on it, so you actually can do what you want.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
In that case, Mort's blocking.
All right.
That's why I was asking if Mort could do anything during the declaration phase. And
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. All right. Anyone else?
No.
Okay. So, and then the witch doctors, the actual 2 of them, the Hobeam is basically, he's like,
Hey, please bring BB and Preskel out. Please get them. They are too valuable.
and you see that the 2 of them actually does make 2 gesture. They make the same gesture, and like a shield just goes vroom, like a magical shield goes right in front of them.
So like protecting themselves.
Protecting themselves. Yeah.
Okay.
Bottom of the round, the Dretches attempt to make their way out, and they both Lothar and Mortis are blocking. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so they are going to attack you guys. Let's see. What is your AC?
So my AC is 16, and then I have a magical shield.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Ooh.
I think it's magical. I have possibly magical ? Page 181.
Mort, what's your AC?
17, definitely magic shield.
Yeah, it looks familiar.
Okay, so both you guys deflect you're able to basically defend against the Dretches as they rain down blows upon you, but nothing appears to get through.
Does
John, does my braced spear through the shields? Like if they rush up to those shields, what I'm hoping is that his spear is braced against the ground in between the 2 shields that we have there blocking the door.
We don't really have a rule for that because blocking basically sucks all of it. Basically draws aggro. Do you know what I mean? Like against them.
Okay.
So
You still attack, though, right?
you still attack, yeah. They want initiative, right?
We want initiative.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Right.
So we were braced and waiting for them to come out the door. That's why he set the spear.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and attack with the spear.
All right. Come on, Wolfie. All right, that is a 16 on the die, plus 3. So that's a 19 to hit.
Okay, that's a hit.
Okay. And if bracing applies, bracing against the ground doubles damage against charging enemies. But you tell me if it does. This is using Frog Catcher. I don't know if it has any special things to it. Well, that's a 1 on the D10 of his damage die, but +2. So that would be 3 points of damage, doubled for brace. If that's allowed, 6 points.
Okay, cool.
You-
That doesn't
you only
drop one.
You only double the die. You don't double the bonuses, right?
No, you double
It just-
everything. Like the whole
Yeah.
damage thing, you double the whole thing.
And if you're blocking, you do or you do not also get an attack if they're in melee with you.
You don't.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm kind of over the whole thing. So we're going to say that with the help of the goblins, reinforcements, and that more keep coming, that you're able to tidily handle the dretches, and they all die.
Huzzah!
Ah,
Huzzah!
hail the conquering hero.
Yes. So the two that were inside are pretty heavily wounded and not feeling great at all. But the cloud has basically dissipated, like within the first couple seconds of the battle.
Are either of them like down, John? Like in the negatives?
No, they're still functional, but they're not. They're just feeling awful.
Gotcha.
And Hobeam is like completely embarrassed, and he's like, "I can't believe you saw that," and it wasn't meant to go that way. We were supposed to capture one, but you can see that he kind of thinks about blaming you guys for entering in and screwing up the ritual, but then thinks twice about it when he sees like all the weapons on you and stuff. So he doesn't do that. But he says he thanks you for the help, and you see that the goblin guards, kind of wiping their blades off, the ichor off their blades. They seem like they're irritated, but it doesn't seem like this is the first time that they've had to do this. But they're like super mad, like they don't talk to the witch doctors at all. They just go back to their post.
It's hilarious.
We'll, pat them on the shoulder as they go and compliment them on their fighting prowess.
Yeah.
I turn to Mort and I say, "Why are you patting my behind?"
I thought that was a goblin.
Okay.
All right.
So what do you do?
They
thank you for helping.
Mighty Hobeam, I hope and pray that the words of the street are true, that you can cure my blindness.
Yes, I can do that for you. It'll cost you a pretty penny.
No, I believe there is the "we killed all your demons" discount for the day.
We could have handled them tightly without your help, but you did help. I'll discount, yes.
Perfect.
Of course, you should have asked for the price first before asking for the discount, but that's okay.
I was just thinking the same thing.
So he's not going to try to fuck you over, but so the normal price would be 2,000 gold pieces for this to be cast. But however,
we brought 2,000 gold.
he will drop it down to 1,500 for the help that you've done.
Okay,
All right.
love it.
I shall.
I take out the Solidai from little sack from behind the party. The rest of the party's talking to Hobeam, and I'll count them out and then push them in a pile across the floor.
They're like, oh.
And they greedily snatch it all up and start biting it and all that kind of stuff to make sure it's real.
And they're like, oh, Solidai, the best.
And Hobeam's like,
Yes, this will do nicely.
and he comes over to you and puts his hand over your eyes and whispers something, and your sight returns.
Huzzah!
Hey,
All right.
Yay.
Now John,
Yes.
as soon as his sight returns, I stick the pin right through his neck.
Well,
Just kidding. I'm a
Hobeams
kidder.
or Morts?
I don't know if anyone has noticed, but Mike is salty about this whole Darius.
Okay. So
Okay.
so he's cured of blindness. We'll take our second break and we'll pick it up, see what they do next. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we are back, but Ladder's empty, beer is full. So we're outfitting Barrios with what? A warhammer and what else?
I'll get him a
Chainmail.
warhammer and a dagger and chainmail and a shield, and he'll be a proper foot soldier.
Okay, cool. So you get that from the Little Goblin Market in the southeast corner of the main hall, between Life Cream, who has the weapons, and Claudine of Narcelian, an actual Arcantian, who sells a few sets of armor.
I think we should spend some money and get some proper AV Club livery for the retainers. Nice logo and colors and everything. I think we should stand out. I want us to.
That's a Gosterwick job.
Okay.
The prices you're going to pay for that, Ted, are going to be 50% more than normal. So,
Right.
Chainmail will cost you 60, shield will cost you 15, blah blah blah.
Yep.
Okay, so shopping done. Barrios is looking every inch a qualified adventurer, or at least a retainer. It is looking good.
Awesome.
You notice too that the goblins in the hall look at they don't seem to look at Barrios in any more suspicious of a manner than they look at anybody else, which is to say, not much. Like there's a lot of strange people in here, but there doesn't seem to be any sort of animosity or anything like that. And no one seems to recognize him from the state that he was in when he was here before, chained up.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But you are on the eastern end of the halls, so who knows what would happen if you start wandering over to the west. Anyways,
I
go ahead.
I think the instructions would have been to keep a low profile, just take care of business. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Right. Okay. So Barrios is outfitted. Mort is cured of his blindness, and you have done the witch doctors a favor. What would you like to do now?
I think we got to get out of here, guys.
Yeah, we got to get back to that circle, right?
Back to the ogre room. Go to the teleport circle. Teleport to the Hall of Seeing.
Or
Okay.
so the Hall of Seeing, right? No, that's right.
So I was going to say that for time passage, teleporting to the Goblin Halls, moving out, talking about what your plan was, talking with Pella and Mulch, and then going upstairs, dealing with the whole thing. I'm going to say that it is now 2:30. No, I'm going to say 2:30. Okay. You started at 1:10, just so you're aware. And now
John,
yeah, go ahead.
Before we, while we're outfitting Barrios, Gangrene's going to stock up on, some torches and stuff like that as well, just so we don't get caught short on supplies.
Just keep an eye on your encumbrance and make sure you're paying 50% more than normal.
Yeah.
And then just mark it down. Okay, and so then you're moving directly back to the way you came, like right back into the ogre's room, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you do that. That's going to take another turn, I'm going to say, and then you're going to lay the tiles in. And instead of going back to the debouche, you're going directly to the Hall of Seeing. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Where is that? That is right here. Zooming in. The folks at home. Yep. Scrolling. There we go. Okay, so you use the tiles and you pop into existence in Plunger Town, safely away from most of the activity, because the very important strategic placement of this teleportation circle is that it's behind the secret door that none of the denizens of this level appear to be aware of, which is excellent. You are also happen to be in the Hall of Seeing, so you actually have these mosaics as well, and I got to check here. What room is that? Got it. Got to remember what it says. So I know that one is right outside the secret door. You do not see any movement in that living mosaic.
Good.
And the other one is the Hall of Shrines from way back in the day. That is also devoid of any movement.
John, I'm going to go ahead and pop that diadem on my head.
Okay.
So true seeing will be in effect.
Yeah, and Mort's going to put the Toristas thing on.
Okay.
Wolfhard's just going to put his hands in front of his eyes like this.
Gangrene's going to go like this.
Yeah, you got a big group with you, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So as far as the death mask goes, just tell me if there's something that I'm supposed to be aware that pings Ted. Lothar, I know that your true seeing is going off, which is not revealing secret doors. Is it revealing? So the mosaics definitely are enchanted. And the
I don't
ring,
think there's anything that the Toristas would do that the true seeing wouldn't. at this point. So
yeah, just in case, just remind me. Don't expect me to know. Is all I'm saying. And the Thothian teleportation ring is also glowing as enchanted.
Okay.
Okay.
Do the tiles glow as enchanted?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, no, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. I think it's like the placement of them in the thing that actually causes the magic to occur. So,
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What are we using for light, guys?
Oh, the ceiling. The ceiling is enchanted,
Nice.
which shows the actual night sky.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Very
Does
cool.
the true seeing give me kind of any indication of any patterns or anything else like that might be, I know it's like stars, but I'm wondering, like David's hypothesis was that certain stars would be different because they lead to a puzzle of some kind. Is there any detection of that involved?
No. It just shows you if something's enchanted. That's all. It's like
All
a
right,
detect
cool deal.
magic. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So,
What do you do?
yeah. So for light, would Gangrene hold the torch?
You want to use torches?
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Nobody has a lantern. I mean, Gangrene could have bought one if that's how we want to do this.
Okay. Why don't we have
Yeah,
him
let's-
have bought a lantern then?
Okay.
So you light a lantern. So mark off an oil flask. 1, 2, 3, 4. -2 is here. Okay. So that's Gangrene's lantern. Got it. All right.
Okay.
Light blooms in the darkness.
Okay.
And what do you do?
Duly noted. Okay, so we've done this before where we basically come on, map. There we go. We're gonna go past the
Room 18.
the room with the stompy monster or the statues with using the holy symbols. We go down the stairs.
John,
And then
on
we-
our way to the stompy statue room, though, do we see any secret doors with true seeing?
Yes.
Let's see.
18
We go
or in
through
that
17,
hallway?
18, and 19 there on the map.
So, let's see. In your room 18, there's nothing.
I actually don't remember what was in that room. Just
Uh,
Is that where we saw
mundanely.
the smushed adventure and I got the cursed boots?
You got the cursed boots there, but what was actually here were 2 Setites, actually, the
Right.
corpses of Setites. And you picked up, they had a belt pouch that had an onyx figurine of a panther in there. You got the cursed
Oh,
boots.
yeah.
And there was an elaborate bronze key there as well. And you also
Oh,
got
yeah.
some silver holy symbols of Set there as well. Right?
Remember.
Yep.
Okay.
But the
Oh,
room
this is-
itself was unremarkable.
That was also way back in the day. This was also where you picked up off of them the very useful potion of comprehension, which allowed you to read those Rudishva glyphs from way back in the day.
Okay.
Right.
So
Yeah,
this was actually a very
okay.
cool room when you found it initially, but now it's sort of devoid of any interest.
Except for the cursed boots.
Yeah, the boots sucked. Yeah, but in general, it had a lot of interesting stuff. Anyways, so yeah, when you move down the corridor, nothing pings. But when you move into the room with the guardians, using your typical twine Thoth holy symbol thing, what the things that ping that you expect to ping. So the guardians do. The secret door is revealed behind that guardian that you're aware of. So what you were expecting pings.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to use that. So I'm going to say it takes a turn to carefully go up to that point, and then it's going to take another turn to use your plan to one by one
Bury it. Yeah.
ferry it. Yeah. And then you're going to move to that stone staircase and go back down to the debouche level, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And that takes you.
And again, just to recap for people, the reason why we're doing this is we don't want a very obvious trail. We don't want everybody knowing, where the fire portal is, or that we use this kind of on the regular. And this is kind of a secret way to get around the back.
Right. It's a much more devious and safer route to go to do this than to just walk through these halls attempting to avoid baboons on the way
But
down.
there's also those one-way doors between Goblin Town and the fire portal. So remember those
Right.
two. Guys,
But we
remember?
don't want people to see us going through there. This way, nobody knows that we're
We
even going
can't
back
actually
there.
go through those one-way doors.
Oh,
They
true.
open from.
I mean, if we open it
other
from,
side.
yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So yeah, you go
Oh,
down
in
the
the
stairs.
chasm room, you mean? The doors are one way?
Yeah, remember right in the room with the chasm and the spiders and the stuff
Yeah,
like
I've
that.
forgotten that.
Yeah,
That'd be a nice room to look at with true seeing, though.
probably.
Okay. So, yeah, if we go down the stairs, we come out on the debouchement level, and
Yep.
we can go
Spider, yeah.
straight into the fire pit room.
Right.
Yeah, it's
okay.
right around the corner.
So you make your way into the fire pit. Nothing is different than the last time you were there. The genie seems to be floating placidly in the midst of that fire. The heat is unbelievably intense. Now, Lothar, are you still wearing the Iron Circlet of Agonor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
First of all, I just want to mention too that the sense that your life force is being sucked is still ever present, and there is like sort of an unnatural pressure on your brow, right? Like again, heavy as the head that wears it, and it's almost like a pressure headache is sort of what you're kind of feeling on your head.
Okay.
But that said, despite that negative thing, when you walk into the room and you're blasted by that heat, everything is pinging basically. Like the fire is pinging, the genie is pinging, the words that are written on the lip that are sort of like the passcode are also pinging. But most the key that is underneath the genie's absent feet, he's doesn't have like real feet. He's got like the wispy thing on the bottom. In the midst of the fire, does not ping as enchanted. However, your true seeing as you sort of glance around the room does reveal a secret door. And it is on the southern wall, approximately, it's how do I describe it? It is
Southern
20
wall?
feet, 20 feet from the east.
Okay.
And it is like right where Mike had his arrow there.
Right there?
Right there, right at the edge, like near the line there. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Once again, it's just the presence of a secret door. There is no determination of what it looks like, how it operates, what triggers it, blah. You know what I mean? It's just there's a secret door there.
Can I go inspect that place and see if there's a keyhole?
You certainly can. There is it looks to be perfectly, like a seamless wall, that sort of thing, but there is the tiniest indication that there is a keyhole there, yes.
Mike,
You
good
would have
call,
mistaken
buddy.
it for like a divot in the stone, right? That sort of thing.
Gotcha.
Good job,
All right.
Mike.
So
Yeah.
the writing on the lip of the thing says Thoth rules, right? Speak Thoth rules and blah, blah, blah.
That's what you have to say. But the actual writing says the fire of truth cleanses the mind and transports the body of those faithful who proclaim that Thoth rules.
All right. Somebody else has to do it because I'm not going behind Odin's back like that. Go get that key, baby.
I'll do it.
Go get that key.
I've got Toristus on my head. I will approach and this will be a useful test because Mort used the circle yesterday, I guess. So he'll go in and Thoth rules, and he should, if it's working, he should feel the heat dissipate.
The heat dissipates, yes.
He'll step into the circle.
Mm-hmm.
Get the
And
key.
does the genie say anything?
Yes, when you step in, hold on one second, I'm just checking a thing here. Right. Okay. So yeah, you used it before, Mort, right? Yeah.
Did yesterday.
Thoth values your love. Do you wish to be cleansed?
I would like that key.
It doesn't respond.
Just grab the key.
I'll take
Watch
the
his
key.
body language. Watch his body language.
If I reach towards the key, does he start to snarl or go
No.
feral?
No.
If I touch the key, do I explode?
You have not exploded yet. You were touching it.
I will pick up the key.
Okay. You pick up the key. Nothing happens. Like you're able to pick it up. The genie just is sort of there with its arms folded. part of
Okay.
the fire. He looks more like a fire elemental, almost more than a genie, you know. But
Yeah.
but doesn't respond.
I'll bow to the genie and I'll step out of the fire and hand the key to Lothar.
Okay.
I will take the key. Is it hot?
Yes, actually, it is. It's very hot. Good
Okay.
question.
I'm going to pull that leather glove that we use all so often. I'll put the key on the floor, and I will pull out a leather glove from Laryl's sack
Okay.
and grab the key
Okay.
and go stick it in the door.
Really? Okay. The heat returns, Ted, by the way, once you step out of the ring.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So you open the door, and it appears to actually swing towards you, like into the room. And when you open it up, you see that it opens up into a very dusty, unused for some time, dark corridor that is 5 feet wide only, that goes directly south, with Gangrene's lantern light. Actually, the firelight that's actually dominating the room as well would indicate that it goes down for 20 feet before it opens up into a larger chamber.
Well, we got to go check that out.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Lothar, go first, and Mort and Gangrene will be right behind you.
Why am I going first? You're Mort. You're Mortis J. Gabliana, the hero of Arden Vul.
Specialize. If you guys don't do it, I'm going to. Come on.
All right, fine. You found it. I was going to.
Yeah, I'm okay, man. I'm a cleric. You know.
Okay. Mort and will proceed. Gangrene right behind him for the lantern. Mort's got pin out.
Okay, so Mort and Gangrene, the goblins first, because they're the best of us, right?
It's true.
Well, they can see in the dark too.
Okay. So yeah, you move forward, and using your infravision only, you don't see any heat sources coming.
Gangrene has the lantern, John.
Oh, Gangrene has a lantern. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So you move forward carefully with the lantern over your shoulder, Mort, and it opens up into a large chamber. This chamber is, let's see, 1, 2, 3. It is 50 feet east to west, and it is 20 feet north to south, and you are entering in at the very northwestern corner of the northern wall.
Northwestern corner, 50 by 20.
Yes. Okay. The chamber itself is barrel vaulted and 15 feet tall. All right. There are 2 3-foot tall ledges that run along both the north and the south walls. And those ledges are about 5 feet wide, right, along the north and the south wall.
Mm-hmm.
And standing atop both of those ledges are granite statues of kilted spearmen. You have seen these sorts of statues before. All right. There are 3 of them on each ledge, so 6 total. The floor of the passage that runs between the 2 ledges, running to the east, boasts 3 impressive mosaics, each featuring a blue knot. Okay. At the far end, there is an 8-foot tall carving of a male human face that occupies the east wall. And you recognize this face. It depicts a distinguished man of late middle age with a crew cut, a trim beard, piercing eyes, a few wrinkles, a few blemishes, and empty eye sockets where the eyes should be. You have seen this face on the blue pillar. You have seen it most recently on the floating bust that was guarding your teleportation circle in the debouchement. You have every reason to believe that this is a depiction of Priscus Pulcher, the Sordian hero and villain to the most of the Arcantian Empire. Yeah. There is, let's see. So that's on the eastern wall. And then to the north and south, so to like the left and the right of that face, there are 2 small doors at the far eastern end.
I'm going to have to draw this a little differently. All right.
You have it basically, Ted. You just want to add a door to the northern and southern walls on the eastern end.
Right, but on either side of the face, right?
No, I just meant like on that end of the hallway, there is a door on the northern side and there's a door on the southern side.
Oh, I thought the ledges extended the whole way.
They do, but except for the doors on the last 10 feet.
Okay, fine. So,
Okay.
door.
Yeah, and that is you just you and Gangrene having just stepped the first couple steps into that passageway there. Okay, but
Okay.
you with I'm giving it to you because you've seen these statues before. That you're immediately on edge, so you don't move any further.
Where did we see them?
Well, there's you just
It's-
recently saw them actually in the room that you bypassed with the holy symbols.
Okay, they look like those guys.
They're
Because there
the
was another
Thoth Guardians.
another one. Yeah, another one that we saw in the potions room down in the.
When you called them kilted figures, I thought you were talking like Scottish warriors or something, and I was like,
No,
wow.
kilt like an Egyptian kilt.
Yeah, I
They're the
thought
Thothian
like, kind of like
Guardians.
those Egyptian dudes with the spears out kind of
Correct,
thing. And the
correct.
Yeah, I got it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there's 3 on each wall, you said?
Yes.
So John, not to spam you with the true seeing, are the statues enchanted? Is there like any?
You can't see because you're not there.
Okay.
Do you want to join them?
Yes, I will push my way past some of them and hide behind Mort.
Okay, yeah. So indeed, all 6 statues appear to be enchanted, but there's nothing
Okay.
else. There's no secret doors, and you don't sense anything else enchanted in the room.
Huh. Looking. So the even the 3 mosaics, the 3 blue knots.
Mm-hmm.
Are those all like duplicates of each other, or are there differences
Yeah.
between them?
No, they appear to be duplicates. Yeah.
Okay.
The knots, we've not seen this motif elsewhere, have we?
You haven't actually. They're new. They are blue, and the blue appears to be the same shade of blue that you saw on the blue pillar, and not of the same material though. Some sort of stone. And the knots themselves are like they're not 3-dimensional like knots, right? It's a mosaic, so they just look like knots.
It's a pattern. Yeah.
But they're
Yeah.
definitely abstracted and artistic, right? It looks like a symbol of something, right? Is this blue knot?
So,
Okay.
guys, decision point here. Do we want to explore down around here and poke those rooms, or do we want to keep on our plan? It's a tough call.
You
This is
have
very
10
tempting.
10 minutes before session ends.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Matt, like trying to go through now and then deal with the library right at the end, especially Sans David. Might feel like if we spend the next 10 minutes exploring this room,
Let's do it.
Well,
Okay,
you're
so
going to be
let's-
sans me next week, so factor that.
You suck.
You could also
Yeah, you don't do anything anyway.
You could also like teleport to the library, and I can kind of give you, or you can attempt to. I'm not going to say you're automatically gonna get there, but you can still maintain your main goal if you want. We would just stop it whenever.
Right.
Up to you.
Well, you got to know that, like, as soon as you go into this room, like those statues are going to animate and probably attack you.
Well,
You
I
know?
mean, we have two solutions for those statues. We have Yakin's Bones, which handles constructs, and if they work the same way that the other ones do, we also have the holy symbol, which has worked on them in the past.
Mort's wearing a holy symbol right now.
The other thing that I think that we got to be careful of, guys, is there's teleportation associated with that color and this dude,
Yeah.
right?
Good point.
Right. So we could, and in the room right adjacent, right? So it's kind of a theme of this area. We could step in, brush the wrong thing, even though the statues don't kill us, and end up
That would
who
be
knows what.
hilarious. The north and south are actually doors, John. They are closed doors.
Small. They're small, but I mean, not small, not for small creatures, just not as grand as the usual heavy duty Archontian doors.
Right. So this
Why don't
doesn't.
we? What? Go ahead, Ted.
Well, this doesn't feel like a tomb. This part, but it certainly could lead to one.
Well, but I would see a secret door, right?
It definitely
No,
like
but
your
there's two doors.
line of sight. Like it's a very artistic looking room, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, and it looks like it's like definitely funneling either your movement or your eyes to focus on that large face of Priscus Pulcher on the eastern end, right?
Yeah.
Like you sort of enter here and you're sort of barrack. You know, the guards are looking down from on high, and then you're sort of channeled towards the face, right?
All right. Why don't? Go ahead, Ted.
Well, so the face has empty eye sockets. I guess kind of similar to the faces with empty eye sockets outside the God phone room.
Yeah, kind of. You know, yeah, you've seen a lot of empty eye sockets, yeah.
Or is it
Well,
more
also-
like the empty eye sockets of the blue pillar?
It's like that. It's sort of like that, but it's writ large, right? Because the
Right.
it's just a face, and the face is 8 feet tall. It's like really big. It's like Lady Clementia size.
Yeah. And the mouth's not open or anything like that.
Nope, just a handsome middle-aged man.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, one of many.
Yeah.
But we did get a possible eye from the Goblin Market. I don't
Got
think
two. We got
But the-
two. We got the one from the Goblin Market, and then we got another one somewhere else.
But those are more lifelike size.
Okay.
Yeah, this would need a big one. Was my
A
question.
big guy, yeah,
right?
correct, yeah.
All right. Well, we're here, guys. Why don't we do this? Give the holy symbol to Wolford. Will take it. Like Elizabeth has one, but her hands are going to be busy. Give him the holy symbol of Thoth that we use to get past the other. Let Lisbeth hold Yakin's bones out just in case things turn south.
Mhm.
Let's take a few steps in. I'm really worried about those knots, even though they're not reading his magic. I don't trust them.
Do the mosaics fill the floor, John, or can you go around them?
Can we? Yeah,
you can sidle around them, yeah. But they dominate the middle of the floor, yes.
Does True Seeing detect traps, John, or no?
No.
Only if they're magic?
Only if they're magic, correct? Yeah, only if they're magic. Yeah.
Okay.
Or illusions. If they're illusions as well, it would also detect that.
Yeah. So yeah, I just kind of want to see what happens. Like with those 2 layers of protection is pretty good. So Wolford will kind of like, I'll just do it, and he'll hold the symbol.
Yeah.
And staying in, keep asking Elizabeth to back him up. He'll go in and step in the room, trying to be careful not to step on the mosaics there.
Gotcha. Okay, so you kind of skirt around a little bit, but you're not hopping up on the ledge or anything like that. Yakin's bones are present behind you in Elizabeth's arms. And indeed, as you step forward, all 6 of the guardsmen move, they suddenly ratchet in, dust bursts off of them, spears come up in a striking position, and they step heavily down into the room, making straight towards you. As they do so, they attempt, you're like, oh shit, and you're like, please, and Elizabeth's like, fuck. They come up against the barrier that Yakin's bones provides, and they're unable to get at you, but they are furiously attempting to do so.
And they ignore the holy symbol?
They appear to ignore the holy symbol, yeah. They appear to be deflected wholly, though, by Yakin's bones. They seem to pay no attention to everybody else that's in the room who has not stepped forward.
All right. Well, we have their attention. What do you think, guys?
You're yelling as they pound against this barrier.
Yeah. You either come
Yeah,
back
it's
and
either
get all of us.
nothing to worry about.
You either come back and get all of us, you go forward alone, or you come back and we leave. It's up to you. You're in the middle of the room.
Yeah. Do you want to come check out these doors?
I do.
We got room in the bubble. Yeah. So we'll step
honestly.
back so that other people can share in the bubble, and we'll inch forward.
Okay.
Team bubble.
So
Are there
you're
any
all like
levers
huddled
in
together.
there, John?
Hmm?
There's no levers to deactivate them?
Doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
So you huddle together and make your slow way across the passageway, being battered by these spearmen. Okay. Again, it's sort of a comical thing that we've seen a couple times in the past as you slowly make your way east, and now you are basically approaching the face of Priscus Pulcher. And just remember that anything that you do, you're being constantly battered by 6 spearmen.
Okay. I I think we should spend a little bit of time looking at the carving to see if there's any mechanical way to manipulate it.
Why
The
don't
eyes have like faceted sockets or something inside them for something particular.
Yeah.
Or if they're just
So
divots.
So more when you kind of get up to it this close, you can pretty confidently say that it appears to be an aesthetic thing that was done with the eyes. Like it does not appear that they are sockets in any sort of manner.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it was actually carved deliberately to sort of just have indentations in the eye sockets rather than depicting the eyes themselves, which is kind of interesting in itself because the other depictions of Priscus you've seen, it looks like something was meant to go in there.
What about like the ears or the mouth? Is there any way to manipulate those or anything?
Nope, doesn't appear to be.
And while they're looking at the face, Wilford wants to check out that door. Does it appear to be locked? He'd also look. Well, the one on the north side. He wants to see look around the edge to see are there any like little catches? He's suspicious of it, but just wants to check out that door.
Sure. That being uber careful investigation is going to be a turn. Did you guys also want to, as he's doing that, investigate the face thoroughly using it?
Yeah, we're doing it at the same time.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. All right, so that's going to put us at 310. You can confidently say that both the doors appear to be normal, old, and doesn't look like they've been opened in some time. Without touching them, you can't really determine if they're locked or not. The face, although grand and the hugest depiction of Priscus portrait that you've seen so far, does not appear to have anything remarkable about it, like anything that you can manipulate or anything like that.
Okay. Awesome.
Then
it's going to be probably pretty hard to listen at the door while these jerkheads are like trying to kill us. But can we inspect the door for any physical traps?
Well,
I just did.
Wolford just did it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Listening, yeah.
I
am going to say listening is impossible just because of the noise.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
all right.
Let me borrow that glove. He's going to borrow that heavy leather glove.
Yep.
And he's going to carefully open that door and see what's on. This is the north one.
The north door. Okay. So when you open the door, there is a 5-foot wide staircase immediately at your feet that goes up into the darkness.
Up into the darkness.
What?
That goes to Plunger Town, guys.
So it goes
Plunger Town's up from here.
Might go to some level between us and
Yeah, baby.
It goes straight north for about 40 feet. Steep staircases, completely coated in dust.
Anything on the walls? Are they decorated at all, or is it
No, just a bare stone, constructed obviously, but Arcantian make, but old, very very old.
Well, we should
go up?
We should check the south door too.
Yep.
Oh, check south first.
Yep.
Opening the southern door, you see something similar. 5-foot wide staircase going at least 40 feet, but this time it's going down.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
I think we should.
Why is this a man?
That's good. I think we should sneak up, guys. I think we should sneak up.
Do you want to go up the staircase?
So we're thinking if we go. Okay, let me look at my elevational map here, which I haven't looked at in a while. Okay, so we are on the Halls of Thoth level, and then Well of Light, Plunger Town is above us.
We know that, but that one's really close to the surface because
the whole Druid Retreat is between Plunger Town and the surface.
Right.
Yeah, guys, let's just like sneak up there and peek. We got to peek and see where it connects to.
I think if there's any chance it gives us an extra edge on Plunger Town, we want it.
Yeah.
Okay. We're
So
gonna get the whole
I wanna-
party past these angry statues.
Yeah. So I want to check, John, the steps to make sure none of them are like pressure plates going up with the butt end of the spear.
Mm-hmm.
Poke, 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 poke. Carefully go up to let people get out of there. And I guess we'd have Lisbeth go last since she's holding the protection bubble.
Gotcha.
So Wolford wants to go first, and then what? Gangrene right behind him with the lantern.
Sounds great.
It's a 5-foot corridor, right, John?
5-foot corridor, 5-foot
Yeah.
staircase. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're going up. Okay.
So-
Give me. Right. Okay. All right. So you go up carefully, very, very carefully with the lantern, and it ends up switching back. It actually reaches a number of number of landings, and goes up and up and up for 350 feet,
Okay.
Oh,
directly
that's
up,
way beyond.
which
I
takes
don't
you
think that's.
which takes you 4 turns.
That's way beyond the Plunger Town.
That shouldn't be right,
And-
though, Ted.
And
It's
then
125 feet up to Plunger Town.
Oh, wow. Okay.
and then you see that there is it ends in a small door, like a nondescript door. After all of that time, took you 4 turns to carefully move your way up.
The statues didn't follow us up the stairs or anything, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Gangrene is right behind Wolford, and he's like, hey, you should open that door. Open that door. Come on, Wolford. Open the door.
How can I say no to a trauma like you?
That's what Ma said.
Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna press his door. I don't want to take another turn because it's taking too long. He's gonna press his ear to the door.
Mm.
If there's not any obvious noise,
Mhm.
then he's gonna turn it and peek out.
Okay. Yeah. There's no obvious noise. You open the door. It looks like the door hasn't been moved in some time, so it takes a little bit of effort. When you do, you see that you're looking out into the darkness of what appears to be a 20-foot by 20-foot cellar. Okay. There is nothing in the cellar except for dust, but there is a staircase that leads up. Okay. And that staircase appears to be rather decrepit, but there is sunlight, blessed sunlight,
Wow.
peeking through that a little patch where that staircase is leading up.
Oh, John, the
Okay.
past us that were so desperate for sunlight. Oh, we were so
Wolford.
close.
Wolford, when you see the sunlight, you gasp, in astonishment. And you look on the as you kind of step into the room, you can see that there is a mark on this side of the door that leads back down to the staircase, and that mark is a blue knot.
Mm. Is
Does
the
it-
blue
does
knot,
it-
John? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
I was just going to ask, if I look around, is this an obvious door from this side, or is it does it look like a secret hidden door from the cellar side?
It looks fairly obvious. Yeah.
Huh.
We've
Or
not
nondescript.
seen anything with the blue knot with the Azure Knights or anything, right? Like
You have
that's
not.
not.
No.
That's just a coincidence of the color. Okay.
And their armor and surcoats is like a different shade, like azure.
Yeah,
It's more like the sky. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any books, guys, on Priscus Pulcher and like his like movement that we can go reference and
Well,
see if the blue knot is
we
like a
could-
symbol?
Let's
Things
see
to
here.
things to discuss in the detox because we
No!
are past time.
Okay.
So let's wrap it up here. But interesting twists and turns. I wasn't expecting you to go through that secret door, but that's cool. I found some interesting stuff. And sunlight, blessed sunlight, pretty cool. All right,
Got another way out, guys.
Okay,
Way right to the dragon.
Shame about the dragon, though. Yeah.
I will remind you that your main goal is the secret library, and time in-game time may still be of the essence. I'm sure David will have something to say about that. Just be aware.
Yeah, we can run back down the stairs. No big deal.
We will leave it there for the nuts. It is just so you're aware, it is 3:50 p.m. now on the 11th. Okay,
What time did we fight Nefret?
I can't remember.
That was Ooh, that was like this morning, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the morning. Yeah. Okay.
Big
We'll leave it
day.
there. All right, guys. Well, good job. You guys have been watching, everyone's been watching or listening to 3D6 Down the Line, the most criminally underwatched actual play series on the internet. Thank you, as always, for watching and or listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to get notifications every time we publish new content. If you have the wherewithal, please sign up for our Patreon. It helps support the stream. And please join our public Discord server, which has lots of fun discussion day and night at all times. And thanks, as always, to all of our Patreon supporters, explorers, delvers, and especially conquerors. Ted, take it away with the conquerors.
All right. Well, today we'd like to welcome a new conqueror, Papa Bear, who was in fact present at the 3D6 Down the Hatch. So welcome, Papa Bear. And we also would like to thank the following conquerors: Zach Shiflett, Familia Morando, Mercury 605, Ruben D. Caller, Dave Rosser Jr., Andrew, Hannes Böhnkammerer, Dakota Nielsen, Cam, Stephen Quisenberry, Brad and Aiden, the Logan family, Kabrowskis, Declan Koneski, Chad Cartier, Magic Meat Machine, Tom Leary, Phil, G Tokyo Time, Terry Barney, Eric Lawson, Mando NZ, Faisal, James Doig, Nefarious Gamer, Grunt, Andrew Schroker, MM, Michael Schilling, Stefano Di Maiolo, also present at the Down the Hatch. And I hope I said your name right, Stefano. The Hex Brawler Twins, Summon Toast, Adam the DM, Scott Yearsley, Mech Jack, Kick Maniac, Dire Grew, Not Matt but not least, and the Matts, Matt Mason, Matt Gardner, Matt Koenig, and Matt Young. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Go
for
Mets.
your continuing support, guys. We really do appreciate it. Everyone have a great week, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody. Take care.
See you. Thank you, John.